Hey there, welcome to Black X Wolf Entertainment, your ultimate destination for the best storytelling, cutting-edge tech insights and savvy finance tips. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe to Black X Wolf Entertainment. Join us as we explore the realms of innovation and captivating stories together. The forest knew him as Shadow, a name whispered among the trees and echoed in the rustling leaves. A magnificent black wolf, his coat the colour of midnight, eyes like burning embers that seemed to hold the secrets of the night. His presence was both awe-inspiring and intimidating, a true embodiment of nature's raw power. He moved with a quiet grace, his every step a testament to his strength and authority. Each movement was deliberate, a dance of power and elegance that left no doubt of his dominance. As alpha of his pack, his was the burden of responsibility, the weight of his pack's survival resting heavily on his broad shoulders. Every decision he made, every path he chose, was for the well-being of his family. Yet, beneath the imposing exterior, a deep loneliness had taken root. The mantle of leadership, while noble, came with a price that few could understand. Leadership, he discovered, was a solitary path. It demanded sacrifices, often at the expense of personal connections and simple joys. The weight of decisions, the constant vigilance, it all formed an invisible barrier, separating him from the carefree camaraderie of the pack. He was always on guard, always thinking ahead, always protecting. He watched his packmates, their playful interactions, their shared laughter echoing through the trees. They were free in ways he could no longer be, their spirits unburdened by the heavy crown he wore. A pang of longing resonated within him, a yearning for connection that leadership seemed to forbid. He missed the days when he was just another wolf, part of the pack, not set apart by duty. The forest, once his sanctuary, now mirrored his solitude. The trees that once offered comfort now seemed to close in, a silent reminder of his isolation. The rustling leaves whispered tales of loneliness, the babbling brook a constant reminder of his isolation. Nature's symphony, once a source of peace, now echoed his inner turmoil. Every howl that pierced the night, every bird song that greeted the dawn, only served to amplify the silence within him. The sounds of the forest, once a chorus of life, now underscored his solitude. He was Alpha, their protector, their leader, yet he had never felt so utterly alone. The weight of the world rested on his shoulders, and in the quiet moments, he wondered if anyone truly saw the wolf beneath the title. One crisp morning, the scent of pine heavy in the air, Shadow caught a whimper carried on the wind. It was a sound of pain, of vulnerability, and it stirred something deep within him. Abandoning his usual hunting route, he followed the sound, his senses alert. Deep in the heart of the forest, hidden amongst a tangle of roots, lay a sight that stole his breath away. A wolf, its coat as white as the first snow, lay injured. A crude trap, meant for smaller game, had snagged her leg, the metal teeth biting deep into her flesh. She was conscious, her silver eyes wide with pain and fear, but she made no sound as he approached. There was a quiet dignity in her pain, a resilience that resonated with him. He moved slowly, cautiously, his own loneliness momentarily forgotten as he assessed her injuries. The trap was primitive, but the damage was significant. The scent of blood, usually a trigger for his predatory instincts, now ignited a different kind of urgency. He had to help her. Her name was Luna, and she was unlike any creature he had ever encountered. She moved with a grace that seemed almost ethereal. Her coat, the colour of moonlight, seemed to shimmer even in the dappled sunlight of the forest floor. Her eyes, the colour of melted silver, held an intelligence and a depth that captivated him. He had expected fear, but she met his gaze with a calm defiance, a silent challenge that intrigued him. He worked quickly, his powerful jaws carefully prying open the metal jaws of the trap. Luna whimpered, her body trembling with pain, but she didn't struggle. Her trust in him was implicit. Her gaze never left his, a silent dialogue passing between them, a language that transcended words. He could sense her fear, her pain, but also a glimmer of hope, a spark of trust that she dared to offer him. With the trap removed, he gently examined her leg. His touch was careful, almost tender. The wound was deep, but the bone seemed intact. It was a relief, but he knew the road to recovery would be long. He knew the forest held the remedies she needed. The plants and herbs were nature's pharmacy. Gently, he nudged her with his nose, urging her to follow him. To his surprise, she did, her movements slow and cautious, but her gaze never leaving his. In that moment, a bond began to form, woven from shared vulnerability and a nascent trust. As days melted into weeks, Shadow found himself drawn to Luna's quiet strength. Her resilience and calm demeanor were like a beacon in the dense forest of his mind. He would bring her fresh kill, sharing his bounty with a generosity he hadn't realized he possessed. Each offering was more than just food. It was a gesture of trust. She, in turn, shared with him her stories, her voice a soothing balm to his loneliness. Her tales painted vivid pictures in his mind. She spoke of her family, of her life before she found herself alone in his forest. Each word was a thread, weaving a tapestry of her past. They explored the hidden trails together, Luna's limp slowly fading. The forest became a canvas for their shared adventures. They swam in the cool, clear waters of the forest streams, the sunlight painting their contrasting coats in shimmering patterns. He learned of her dreams, of her longing for a place to belong, a longing that mirrored his own. He shared with her the burdens of leadership, the weight of responsibility that he carried. His words were heavy with the struggles of guiding his pack. Luna listened with a quiet empathy he hadn't expected. Her eyes, deep and understanding, spoke of a wisdom born from her own trials. She didn't offer empty platitudes or easy solutions. Instead, her silence was a sanctuary, a space where he could lay down his worries. Instead, she offered him understanding, a shared silence that spoke volumes. In those quiet moments, they found a connection that words could never fully capture. In her presence, the weight on his shoulders seemed a little lighter, the loneliness a little less profound. Her companionship was a balm to his weary soul. He had found a confidant, a friend, in the most unlikely of places. Their bond was a testament to the resilience of the spirit, a whisper of hope in the echoes of their past. Thanks for tuning in to Black X Wolf Entertainment. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest stories, tech insights and finance tips. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.